Put your finger on the tip of your nose. Feel that? That's you touching you. Both ends of that sentence, the finger and the nose, you call by the same name. You. Now say your name out loud. Say it slow, and notice the mouth that spoke it and the ears that heard it, and the one listening from behind your eyes right now. You call all of them by the same name. You. But here is what you have never quite let yourself notice. When you go looking for the one they all belong to, there is nobody there. And once you realize that, the most important question isn't, who am I? It's, who is the one that's been doing all the suffering? We'll get to that. Because the self, the one you spend every waking second defending, disappointing, polishing, worrying about, was never a thing. It was a habit. Try this. Right now, without moving, find yourself. Not your body, the one who owns it. Not your name, the one it belongs to. Not your thoughts, the one who thinks them. Point to it. You can't. And it isn't because you're bad at meditation. It's because the thing you're pointing with is the thing you're pointing at. Neurologists have been searching for you inside the skull for 100 years. They found the gears that make you focus and the wires that make you feel, but they never found the boss pulling the levers. Just the light being on. You have done your own version of this. You have looked in the mirror and asked, half joking, who is that? You have caught yourself mid-sentence and wondered who was talking. You have woken up at some strange hour, in the dark, and for one honest second not been sure whose life you were in. You called it a mood. It wasn't. It was you glimpsing what you actually are. The Buddha spent 6 years looking for himself. He starved his body, silenced his mind, watched his own thoughts arise and pass like weather. What he found is what neurology found 25 centuries later. There is no little you inside the big you. There is only the looking. Because if there is no one behind your eyes, then who is the one you have been protecting your whole life? If there is no self in there, then the whole life you've been building starts to feel like it was built for somebody who never existed. Every resume line, every argument you won, every wound you're still carrying from someone who no longer thinks of you, every promise you made to a future version of you, built for a tenant who was never home. If the self is just a habit, then everything we've done for that self starts to look like a gift given to a ghost. And so a strange thing happens when people begin to see through this. Not peace at first. Terror. The floor gives way. This is the part nobody puts in the brochure. The mystics called it the dark night. Watts, who told you the same thing you're hearing now in warmer words, even he ran from it some nights into a bottle. He knew the teaching. He also knew the drop. You have felt the edge of this in your worst insomnia, when the inner monologue finally exhausted itself and there was just you in the dark with nothing to say and nobody to say it to. You called it loneliness. It wasn't. It was the first honest silence of your life. And you filled it fast with a scroll, a drink, a memory, anything with a shape. But here is what nobody tells you about the drop. It doesn't land on rock. It lands in something. The answer isn't that you are nothing. That is the mistake the terror makes. The answer is that you are not a thing at all. You are a happening. Consider the light coming through your window right now. It fills the room without needing to become the room. And when you look for the light as a separate thing sitting somewhere, you cannot find it. Not because it isn't there, because it is what looking is made of. You are like that. I know, it sounds like poetry, but look at the science. The universe has been at this nearly 14 billion years. Hydrogen collapsed into stars. Stars forged iron. That iron became a planet, and that planet grew a skin, and the skin grew nerves, and the nerves grew this, the moment you are having right now. The universe opened one eye in one place and called it your name. You did not come into the world, you came out of it, the way a wave comes out of the sea. And, like a wave, you were never separate from what you came out of, not for 1 second. Atman is Brahman, non-duality. You are the universe, briefly, remembering itself as you. So return to the terror from before and answer it honestly. Who has been suffering all these years? Something has. A wave, a shape the universe has been making. And a wave doesn't have to stop being water to stop fighting the sea. One thing changes when you see this. Not everything at once, just one thing. Tonight, do one thing. Go find a window, a dark one, and stand in front of it. You will see two things at once, the world beyond the glass, and your own face reflected, floating over it. For your whole life you have believed one of those was you and one of them wasn't. Look again. The face is not you. It is a shape the light is making. The world is not something you are separate from. It is what you are made of, looking at itself, through the shape called your face. You are not the reflection, and you are not the one looking at the reflection. You are the looking itself. There is nobody home, and that was never the bad news. That was the door. Everything you have ever wanted to belong to, the world, the people in it, the something larger you have been quietly reaching for since you were a child, you have belonged to it the whole time. You just thought you were a visitor. You are not a visitor. You never were.